Welcome, everyone. I'm Matthew
Okay,
Deere, Artistic Director of the Theater Mind, and we're very happy to be hosting this virtual production of the Brookside Writers Workshop, 8 one-acts in 90 minutes. This evening's new works will be presented without interruption, which is to say we will move from one piece to the next as quickly and efficiently as possible. Our virtual stage is on Zoom, so anything can happen, kind of like live in-person theater. Brookside Writers Workshop dedicates these reading performances to their beloved mentor, May Zieglin Madoff, to pay homage to her legacy, and we of the Theater Mind are delighted to be a part of it. Our presentation tonight is a real-time collaboration among performing artists from all across the United States. We've listed the plays and actors right here on this webpage, and we thank you so much for joining us. Please enjoy. Now I'm going to hand off to Gigi, the director of our first piece.
Our first performance this evening is What a Win by Linda Walls, performed by Pidge Mead and Dave Sekula.
Is there another bottle opener?
You were going to replace it.
How about the corkscrew?
Not sure. There's a pull.
Where?
Why go after one more thing that's probably not there?
Which drawer?
Ought to be the top. Oh, Clyde, you're just like your duck.
What?
The duck that walks into the bar?
You mean my duck joke?
The duck says to the bartender,
Are you telling my joke?
"Got any quackers?" Bartender says, "No." The duck walks out.
You're telling my joke.
A minute later, the duck walks back in. "Got any quackers?" "No." The duck walks out.
Don't tell my joke.
Minute later, the duck walks back in. "Got any quackers?" "No." The duck walks out.
You groan when I tell that joke. Why are you?
Because of last week's hurricane, our first time evacuating, but you almost didn't. And your surprise outsized lottery win. I'm so anxious. I might as well have ants in my pants.
But how does my joke help that?
When I'm having a bad day, your duck makes me laugh. The duck walks back into the bar. "Got any quackers?" Bartender says no. Duck walks out.
Patsy, bad day or no bad day, don't be telling my jokes. Stop.
I would stop. I would stop on a good day. On good days, the duck just makes me mad. But it's not a good day. I need a laugh, and the duck walks back into the bar.
No, it doesn't.
"Got any quackers?" "No." The duck walks back out.
Until now, I at least was having a pretty good day.
Pretty good for you, but not me. So a minute later, the duck walks back in. "Got any quackers?" This time, the bartender says, "If you walk in here one more time asking for quackers, I'm gonna nail your feet to the floor." And the duck walks out.
Patsy?
Clyde, it's my laugh part, please.
At my expense. And I even have news. Good news.
Any news wrecking my laugh must wait. Here it is. The duck walks back in, looks the bartender straight in the eye and says, "Got any nails?"
So how am I like my duck?
You and the duck look for things that aren't there, repeatedly. "Is there a bottle opener? A wine pull? Got any quackers?"
No.
Oh, are you the bartender now?
Enough.
Not enough for me or the duck. "Got any quackers?"
Enough already. Do I do this to you? I don't do this to you.
That's because I don't tell jokes. You do.
Around here, no good joke goes unpunished. I ask after a bottle opener or the corkscrew, and you say I'm the duck. I am not the duck.
If you're not the duck, why were you out buying lottery tickets? We don't need the money.
It's the old gotta pay to play.
If you don't need to win, why play at all? The fun, the excitement, the rush.
All of the above. Besides, our new boat is old now, and I know one that might be up for sale. I'm not the duck.
Got any quackers?
Just how can this be? We were both raised poor, and when you look at long odds, you see what is not there. When I look at long odds, I see what is.
Because you're the duck.
Really? Am I the duck, or am I the one who went after a pot of gold?
You tell me, Rainbow Racer, how many angels can dance on the head of a pin?
Plenty. Look at me. I went after a winning lottery ticket, and what did I do? I won.
You did. You and your friend Luck bested the duck that day, but it took Hurricane Irma for me to find out.
Well, I couldn't tell you what was up now, could I? Oh, she who scorns financial frivolity.
The winds of Irma scorned too and nearly swallowed your lottery ticket before its last gasp retrieve, all the while you hollering, "I'm not leaving until the roof caves in."
Now my big win is being punished. Some win. Wait. Pause. Slow down and go back. Back to when I was looking for someone special. And I found her. She was you.
Sweet. But I wanted you to find me.
Come again?
You were a cute guy. Still are. So what I do? I upped my odds.
What's this?
I knew you ambled on the banks, your pole in one hand and a sack of wiggly worms in the other. I planted myself on that bank that day. I caught you.
You were pretty then, still are, but so sneaky.
I guess I wanted you even then not to be the duck looking for what isn't there.
I was fishing and there were fish there and I caught a few, remember? I was not the duck. You'll be the duck someday, give it time.
I prefer to take time together. For example, we could be relaxing down at the dock.
Before we go anywhere, you need to hear my news.
Oh, not if it's about the lottery. What a win! Oh, I dreamt about reporters, news hounds all around. Who wants it? Not me. But what are you trying to say?
I finally got through to Clay today. He says we're right. The win must be made public. It's state law.
See? It'll be in the news. Will be in the news. Grocery trips will turn into comments and quips. Just walking to the mailbox, glares and stares, or questions and cameras. Publicity is a pain. It's unnatural. I want it like a manatee wants a manicure.
Slow down. We have options.
We do? Our entrance is all baby tears and bugleweed, not bushes and shrubbery. At ground level, all that separates us and our many windows from the road are those skinny stems of palm. To the persistence, we're as exposed as a beach.
Stop leaping. We have a win, a good win. Winning the lottery has its good points.
What, that all press people are swell and they won't swarm like locusts?
That our name does not have to be announced. Instead, Clay draws us up a trust which we name whatever we want.
Oh, what a relief that would be. Seriously, a trust. Oh, I suggest we name it the Duck Trust. What do you say?
Well, you sound serious, but I don't have a better name. You do realize what this means, don't you?
What?
Patsy, you are the duck.
Oh. Got any quackers?
Oh.
Up next, we have Columbus Lost in Paradise by George Eads, featuring Amanda Ronsley, Brian Smith, and John Trent. By George Eads. Fernando, age 14, Columbus's son, bookish, sensitive, with a sense of entitlement. Tino, age 14, former Sevilla street kid, Fernando's friend and personal ship's boy. Yahima, age 13, Taino princess of Jamaica, spirited and fiercely indigenous.
This horrid Jamaican heat and humidity. Oh, so today we will relax beside one of Jamaica's delightful waterfalls. Something this beautiful must have a name. I think I will name it
Maybe it already has a name.
a Christian name. Virgin of the Tears of the Waterfall.
A bit wordy.
A bit wordy. I don't think so. No, it's perfect. What do you think, Yahima?
We call it the Laughing Waters. Listen, and you can hear the laughs of our ancestors.
Our situation dire. Our crewmen starving. The Admiral and myself and 100 ravenous Spaniards are shipwrecked here on Jamaica. He is off stage studying his sea charts. My father, the Admiral of the ocean sea and all the lands therein. Our prime objective, do nothing to offend the locals. And by locals, I mean Yahima.
It's Princess Yahima, the god Yuka who created Jamaica and our Carib Sea, not the Admiral's Ocean Sea.
Totally. Ocean sea does seem a bit redundant. As I was saying, we are
Shipwrecked and dependent on the kindness of my people, the Taino people.
thus we must play nice with the locals.
Aye, and Yahima is my favorite local to play nice with.
But Tino, really? Never end a sentence with a preposition.
Didn't you forget something?
That's mi amigo, Tino. 10 years ago, the Spaniards kidnapped him and his mother, selling them for a fair sum at the Sevilla slave market, making Tino one of those fish out of water Taino.
No, making Tino the world's first mestizo.
That is not a word.
Culturally Spanish and Taino by blood?
Here is the rub. My deal-making father negotiated the terms of my marriage to Yahima. I know. Just suspend your disbelief for a moment. It was a food for peace deal, as our crewmen were knocking on death's door. Still, it is a fraudulent contract. In the end, I know the Admiral will have me abandon Yahima. He has no intention of marrying me off to a pagan savage. Oops.
Pagan savage? I do not like this word.
It is his phrase, not mine. You see, a father's deceit bestows guilt on the innocent son. He uses me. How can I make this right between fair Yahima and myself? How can I be the hero of my own story?
Hero? Of course a hero. Soon you'll be a member of Yahima's large and extended family with 4 mothers-in-law all under the same roof.
Poor Fernando.
Aye, to be a fly on the wall on the night of Fernando's wedding. But one can't imagine Yahima's dark eyes piercing your soul, touching your face, leaning in close, brushing her lips to yours. The blood rushes and pounds in your ears and other important places.
Tino, bad!
Stop teasing us.
She takes your face in her hands, kissing you again. Your hand goes softly around her neck. The other, with a mind of its own, goes up. You fall helpless into the chasm of Yahima, no longer a girl, but the roaring sea, lifting you up and letting you fall, the ebbing and flowing of Fernando.
No more novellas for Tino.
I have a question. Is Fernando a virgin?
Yes. No. Why do you embarrass me like this in front of Yahima?
What is virgin?
Forgive Tino. He is a broken boy with a dead mother. A toddler wandering the wicked streets of Sevilla. An orphan raised by wolves.
You make it sound bad. It was not always so. I was taken into a monastery where I learned to read and serve wine and empty piss pots. I found employment in the finest taverns and bordellos, serving more wine and emptying more piss pots. Tino is well educated in the ways of the world. With nothing, I always had enough.
Psst, mi amigo, we must be careful with our words. I'm beginning to wonder if Yahima understands more than we think.
Leave it to me. I will assess. So, Yahima, you live in a one-room house with many brothers and sisters and mothers, but only one father?
See, too many brothers, one grumpy father.
Ah. And if Taino men have many wives, does that leave a few unfortunates without?
Men die easily in scuffles from disease. Some wives have many husbands.
Oh, so there are any female chiefs?
Only in Haiti. My father, the chief, will never allow this in Jamaica.
Bueno. And if a chief desires a beautiful peasant girl, does he make her his princess?
That only happens in fairy tales. Stop this inquisition. Yahima, I must confess, my father never married my mother. Do you understand what this means? I am not the crown prince of Spain. My father lied to your father. All our family's wealth goes to my big brother, Diego. I am destined to be the ward of an older brother. I am the bastard son.
Bastard? I don't like this word either. This will not be our children.
She resigns herself to a marriage and family with Fernando when it should be with me.
We mistake love for acquisition. To possess creates envy, a sin, no? Do I even love Yahima?
Does it matter?
Did the admiral love my mother?
Did it matter?
Yet here I am, the bastard son. We are told only peasants marry for love. Fair Yahima, may I live in your heart forever, but I cannot marry you. I am terrified of you.
Treachery! You are right to fear me, Fernando. As for you and Tina and your banter, you think I don't understand your foreign words? I have 9 brothers. I know well your lewd glances. Do you believe your men? Your little lizards scurrying here and there underfoot. I know our marriage was never meant to be. It was always a lie.
She knows the truth.
Long have I known the truth. My father confessed his shameful bargain. A heart's desire swapped for a dead fish.
Are you saying I'm a dead fish?
Oh, I speak of the dead fish we serve your beach-idled sailors.
Oh, those dead fish.
Our fathers play games with lives not their own. Do they believe they're true fathers? They're hunters stealing the souls of children, making us traitors to our own hearts. I have the answer for our dilemma. I will teach Fernando and Tino how to catch their own fish.
The end.
The next play is The Job Interview 2050 by Judith Silverstein. Characters are the job seeker, played by Gigi Benson, the interviewer, a non-human cat avatar, played by Charmaine Howington, the automated voice, an offstage voice, played by Karen Klaber. It's night in 2050.
Let's see now. Your social points are not looking good. You have exceeded both the recommended pornography minutes and the recommended time of rising from bed more than 8 times already this month.
Oh, well, that's just it. It's just that I'm looking for something where I could give back to the community.
Yes, your community service points are looking low. I see 0 minutes for companionship to the elderly, 0 time in the community garden, 2 no-shows for beach cleanup.
Wait, come on. That is not even a real beach.
These activity opportunities have been provided for your physical and mental well-being. I do see one instance of child edification. Let's hear the playback. October 4th, 2050, 3:02 p.m.
No. Oh, how you kids? What? Shut the hell up. It's afternoon now, lockdown. I'm trying to get a little shut-eye here. Oh.
Unfortunately, playback indicates non-altruistic motivations.
Well, I was thinking of the elderly in my building.
Your monthly universal basic income benefit of
$1,042.63
has been garnished 32 times this year already for social credit violations. Your available balance is down to,
as of October 24th, 2050, negative $4.33.
I know. I mean, that's why I'm looking for the job. You stupid fucking fake cat computer avatar. I mean, you're just a piece of shit.
You have just had $50.10 deducted from your universal basic income and social credit accounts for aggressive speech outside a designated recreation zone. Warning, you are approaching negative social credits, at which time level 1 privilege revocation will begin. Level 1, outdoor access. Level 2, social access. Level 3, medical and financial.
Okay. I'm sorry.
$10 has been restored to your UBI account.
It's just that this whole thing, it's making me very nervous. I haven't worked in, well, I don't know, or talked to a human being, and well, I would kill to have my old teacher's job back. But now it's just AI teachers, AI everything. Well, you're AI. Actually, you both are AI, just different faces of the same thing. Not that I even know what real faces look like anymore with all these lockdowns.
you may wish to change your interviewer avatar to a marine mammal. Though domestic pets are the most popular interviewer choice, vital signs scans indicate that many people actually find pinnipeds, such as sea lions, far more soothing.
No, I'm fine. I'm good with the cat. It's not the problem, not the cat. The cat is not the problem.
Perhaps a juvenile fur seal? The job creators, thanks be to them, have invested in a variety of choices for your maximum freedom. Would you like to see the avatar selection?
Well, no, seriously, cat works for me. Just please don't give me a fake human. I mean, well, unless there's a sexy interviewer.
Erotic interviewers have been discontinued on the job seeker platform.
Well, it figures, right? I mean, let's just stick with the cat. Oh, closest thing, really. I mean, Jesus Christ, who cares what the avatar really is?
Indeed. Would you like to hear the current positions available for your social classification?
I literally thought you would never ask. Yes.
Human openings in geographic sector 9, social credit ranking 14. Ages 50 to 64 are available in the following 3 positions. Position 1, dictator, flatterer, capital city. Position 2, gladiator, Bezos Stadium. Position 3, human disease vector for coronavirus herd immunity research, asteroid colony 327.
Would you like to hear the career outlook for these positions?
Career outlook.
Career outlook. Demand for these 3 careers has increased since the last survey due to our job creators, thanks be to them, rating human labor in these positions as more satisfactory than both AI and Sims. The job creators strive to identify meaningful human employment without regard to race, religion, gender identity, sexual orientation, or coronavirus status.
Would you like to learn more about any of these jobs?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it sounds like maybe dictator flatterer is the safest one.
Safety filter year-end averages, October 25th, 2050. Decapitation and hanging rates for dictator flatterers are approaching gladiator fatality rate. Both exceed 50%. The safest of the 3 available positions is currently disease vector for coronavirus herd immunity research.
Would you like to learn more about the disease vector position?
Well, who'd have thought that that would be the safest one? I mean, what's the mortality rate for coronavirus these days?
Coronavirus mortality rate for untreated research subjects ages 50 to 64 is currently 8.2%.
Oh, well, you gotta wonder why, like, we haven't cracked that virus yet. With all this advanced medicine that we have, I mean, I hear the job creators are practically immortal now.
Are you taking your homicide examination? Homicide by pro your corrupt studies and reduce death.
Oh yeah, I'm taking it. Well, it costs a fortune, but hey, I don't want to go to jail. I mean, it would be almost as profitable to sell these pills than it would be to actually cure the coronavirus.
You have been fined $100 and 20 social points for idle gossip damaging to the general welfare. Warning! You are 4 points away from negative social credits. At which time?
Oh, no need to hear that, Anne, right? Oh, dear. These ideas. You've been gossiping again about the job creators with Mr. Blankenship, your neighbor in 4B, haven't you?
No, he's not actually, since he's disappeared a couple months ago. One day he was there in the dining hall, and then the next day, gone. Empty chair.
Nonsense. Mr. Blankenship did not disappear. He simply took a job, like yourself. In fact, you may see him on asteroid 327 in the coronavirus dormitory. Or were you interested in any of the other positions?
Well, I guess there's no contest, is there? I mean, with the fatality rates and whatnot, and well, disease vector it is. Yes, okay. Now tell me more about disease vector position.
Disease vector compensation is 20 social credits and $42 per month with a 5-year non-revocable contract. All transportation costs to and from asteroid colony 327 are the responsibility of the employee.
Do you accept the position?
Well, I guess I mean, I'm completely broke, and it's the only job. I mean, okay, yes, I accept the position.
Thank you. The employment contract has been sent to your communications folder. To avoid processing penalties, please sign and return within 48 hours.
Wait, what if I don't have enough money to get to asteroid 327?
Loans are available now on the Loan Seeker platform. Would you like to be connected with a loan seeker interviewer?
Tonight's next reading, #MeToo at Last, written by Brenda Kahn, performed by Lori O'Brien and Carl Weintraub.
When I hit a rough spot with my oldest son, Corey, my friend April recommended that I go see her family therapist, Dr. Gabriel Gladstone, PhD, a clinical psychologist. The address is on MLK, busy street, And I find myself in front of a large 2-story older house that's been converted into a hive of therapy offices. I ring the bell for Dr. Gladstone, and I'm taken aback when the door instantly springs open, revealing a short man with silver hair. A little voice goes off in my head. That's weird. It's like he was standing there by the door just waiting for me.
You must be Joette. Come right in.
Yes, thanks. And you must be Dr. Gladstone?
You can call me Gabriel.
He leads me into his office, which looks as though it used to be the front parlor.
Right this way.
As my eyes adjust to the dim lighting, he slides the wooden parlor doors shut behind me. Heavy, dark curtains block out the light of this bright June day, and my eyes are drawn to a long, massive brown leather couch that seems to take up half the room. That little voice goes off in my head again. Wow, this is quite a lair, like something out of 50 Shades of Grey. Did you get a load of the couch? But immediately, I quash that thought and I convince myself that the curtains are designed to block out the traffic noise. Dr. Gladstone directs me to an armchair to the right of the couch. He seats himself in a similar chair opposite me.
So what brings you in here?
Well, as I was telling you on the phone, I'm really upset about my oldest son, Corey. He suddenly got married a couple of weeks ago to his longtime girlfriend, and he didn't invite us. They essentially eloped, although it was right here in Oakland, and apparently they didn't invite anyone, but it just came out of the
How's
blue.
your relationship with your husband?
My husband?
Usually our relationship with our kids all goes back to our relationship with our spouse.
Well, maybe, but what I really want to talk about is...
So how is it?
How is what?
Your relationship with your husband. How often do you have sex?
Warning, danger ahead. I mean, what the fuck? I know he's a therapist now, but geez. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's just not so easy these days. You know how it is when you reach a certain age.
Age makes no difference. Jewish boys want a lot of sex.
Whoa, what? Speak for yourself, you pervert. What makes you think I'm Jewish or that I'm married to a Jewish guy? I mean, I am, and he is, and obviously you are, but still, you got a lot of chutzpah.
If you want to make your husband happy, you'll have to have sex with him every night.
You sexist pig. How out of touch can you be? That's what I'm thinking. But I am caught off guard and intimidated, and so instead I say, I don't know about that. After 4 kids and 30-something years of marriage, it's not about making my husband happy, is it?
Sex is still everything. All you need is some lube.
Lube.
Lubricant. I recommend Swiss Navy. You can get it on Amazon. It uses vitamin E and the highest grade silicone available to help with dry, sensitive tissue. Here, you can have it.
Okay, this is disgusting. I bet the creep buys this goop by the case. Thanks. But I'm really here to talk about my son. I mean, I'm so upset and I'm really having a hard time getting over it. I thought that we were close, but when I tried to talk to Corey about it,
You're a beautiful woman. You must get hit on all the time.
Okay. If there was any doubt before this, now it is clear. He is hitting on you, Joette. I mean, look at him. Even in his youth, this guy was probably nothing to look at, and now he's positively pathetic. Up until now, I had encountered a few minor instances of sexual harassment, but nothing discertifiably blatant. But let's face it, kiddo, with your 34 Bs and your stubby legs, you weren't exactly Playboy material, although your tush wasn't all that bad. Speaking of which, there was that incident in journalism grad school where, totally out of the blue, a male classmate slapped my rear, and while he was passing me in the hallway, he did that, and it was really, really hard. Ow! And you know what he said? Sorry, I couldn't resist. And I'm thinking, what the heck, dude? I thought that we were colleagues, equals. Now I'm just a piece of ass. But I said nothing, and I let it go. And the ass slapper went on to become a prominent sports columnist at the Dallas Morning News. Then there was that time when I put together a special VIP dinner for the government agency that I worked for, and the somewhat drunk chairman thanked me with a big sloppy kiss right on my mouth. Ugh. Ooh, it was so gross. And still, I had never really been subjected to a bona fide, sustained case of sexual harassment where I actually felt threatened and compromised. Now, here in this therapist's office, my Me Too moment is finally actually happening. Let's just see how far this jerk is really going to take it.
Tell me the names of your children. I want to write them down.
Oh, God, so any shred of trust I had in this guy is gone. I mean, what is he up to? That's what I'm thinking, but I am helpless to resist. Well, there's Corey, the oldest. He's 28.
Last name?
The kids have my husband's last name, Rosen.
Go on, the others. You said there are 3?
4. And then there's my middle son, Ben. He's 26. And there's...
You know, you remind me of someone I once knew. It was in Washington, D.C., where I grew up. And there was this woman, Edith, who lived across the street. She was exotic and experienced and mysterious, and she traveled all over. She was quite a bit older than me, but I had a serious crush on her. I finally figured out she was a spy of some sort. You could be her double.
You see me as your Mrs. Robinson, you geezer? You have some nerve making me the older woman in your fantasy land. Then again, the association with a mysterious and adventurous femme fatale spy kind of meshes with my secret alter ego. But I'm called back to the moment when Dr. Gladstone suddenly stands up.
I'm moving in for the kill.
He glides over to the huge leather couch and he lowers himself into the corner closest to me, leaning in so that his face is just a couple of feet away from mine. Whoa, hold your Viagra, buddy. How many times have you tried this move before? Dozens? Hundreds?
One of the things I like to do in these situations is role play.
Okay, just when you think that things couldn't get any weirder, they do. Role play. Like how?
Well, you be you, and I'll be your husband, and we'll see where that takes us.
Really, everything is fine with my husband, mostly. I mean, if anything, it should be a conversation between me and my son, but I really don't think that that's...
No, Joette, I find you formidable. People must tell you that all the time.
Formidable, what do you mean?
Well, you're a force to be reckoned with. You know what you want, and you know how to get it.
Where does he come up with this stuff? Shit, so corny, God. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, if I know how to get what I want, how come my son didn't invite me to his wedding?
Well, that's something we're going to explore more. I sense you're in acute distress, so I'd like you to come in this weekend. I have some slots on Saturday and Sunday. Which day is better for you?
Are you kidding me? It's creepy enough being in here in your man cave on a weekday, let alone on a weekend when there's no one else around. That's what I'm saying to myself. But I feel trapped, and so I agree to 11 a.m. on Sunday. I grab my purse, I head for the sliding parlor door. I'm fiddling with the handles when Dr. Gladstone comes up right behind me.
Here, let me help you.
In one smooth move, with his body up against mine, he reaches around at me and to twist a key that I hadn't even noticed before, and he slides the parlor doors open. I guess he was just hoping to get lucky on that couch. Oh, That's funny. I didn't see you lock the door.
Well, standard practice. I don't like being interrupted when I'm in a session.
I bet you don't, you disgusting worm. On the drive home, I wonder what I did to provoke the therapist's advances. I had wanted to make a good impression, come off as the sane one in the family. So I had dressed conservatively, a pair of beige slacks with a matching blouse, topped with a tan sweater poncho that draped down toward my knees. Oh, for Christ's sake, Joette, you're practically wearing a burqa. How does he get off on that? The next day, I leave a message on Dr. Gladstone's office phone canceling my Sunday appointment. He immediately calls back, but I let it go to voicemail.
Hello, Joette. This is Dr. Gladstone. Gabriel. I think you canceled our Sunday appointment, but I wasn't sure. I know I can come on kind of strong, but it's my form of shock therapy. Hopefully you got something out of our session yesterday. Look, I'd really like you to come in this weekend to keep the momentum going.
Is this normal?
Let me know what time works for you. I'm free Saturday afternoon if Sunday isn't working. You can call me on my personal cell at 510.
Come on.
3822.
Any therapist worth his salt in Berkeley is booked out for weeks and certainly doesn't see patients on the weekend.
All right. Take care. Gabriel here. Give me a call.
What a loser.
I know.
I ignore his voicemail, but he doesn't take the hint. The voicemails continue.
Hi, Joette. Gabriel here. I know it's kind of late, but I wasn't sure you got my call yesterday. Listen, I think it's really important that we continue the work we started.
You've got to be kidding.
I don't know if you know that I wrote a book on sexual intimacy and long-term marriages.
Ew.
And so I'm thinking we could work our way through that.
Keep it up, you pervert.
At 510-459.
I'm one call away from reporting you to the California Board of Psychology.
Bye now.
But like so many women in these situations, I say I do nothing, mostly out of fear. Fear that it would be a long drawn out he said, she said public conflict. Fear that Dr. Gladstone would retaliate somehow now that he knows where I live and my kids' names. And besides, I'm kind of grateful to Dr. Gladstone. Thanks to him, I'm finally a legitimate card-carrying member of the #MeToo Club.
The next piece is Zeus's Family Affairs, Act 7, The Plague of Athens, by Jean B. Perkins. The setting, Greece, very ancient times. Zeus barges into Hera's temple house.
You and those pink hatters manufactured this crisis. People think they're getting sick.
Because they are getting sick.
Something about a plague manufactured by my enemies.
This plague is real.
I have it under control. It will all work out.
Oh, people are getting sick.
But they can't prove it. I like the numbers the way they are.
Well, they can't prove it because the tests to show it aren't available.
Millions of tests are available. Anyone who wants to get tested can get tested. Tests are perfect.
That is one of the craziest claims you have ever made.
Only 15 people are sick. In a couple of weeks, that number will be 0.
This is an exponential problem, meaning each day the number doubles. Not that 2 more people get sick, and definitely not that fewer people get.
We only have 15 sick people.
Your numbers are old. 1,500 are sick.
What? Who are you? What gives you the right to enter without knocking?
I invited him. He's a scientist. Don't you recognize your own grandson?
Answer me. Who are you?
I'm Apollo's son. Didn't he ever tell you about me?
You are the bastard son of my disowned son that talks to the oracles?
This snake cleaned out my ears so I could know the secrets of health and medicine.
I don't need your so-called science of medicine. Life and the economy are perfect. I don't listen to experts. I listen to my gut.
There's a new plague causing your people to get ill.
I know. I'm a natural at this science stuff. People say it's from the East. Hera, did that stormy creature bring that foreign plague with her from Cyprus?
Stormy is the goddess Aphrodite, and she had nothing to do with it. It started infecting people who live further east, the Far East.
See? It's not my fault. It's a foreign invasion.
That's all over the world now.
Okay, gut. What's next? Oh, you say I need to speak to my people? Can I make a big, hugely rally? You say perfect? I agree.
That'll get people together when they should be 2 meters apart. They'll catch the plague.
How about a small but powerful rally? Say only 250 people. I love rallies.
The problem is crowds. We need to practice social distancing. Even 10 people together may be too many.
Your people are scared. You just need to reassure them.
Who are you to say I can't have my lovely rallies? Without crowds, I speak in a monotone, sounding dumb.
You do more than sound dumb.
I will just cancel travel from Cyprus.
A Cyprus travel ban will do nothing. You need to cancel the Olympic Games.
No, I love those games. All those greased up athletes throwing discs and spears and even little balls in the baskets. They're awesome.
It's for the safety of the people and the athletes.
Bastard thief! What am I gonna do without my betting pools? You have canceled my March Madness.
2 weeks later.
You were right to cancel the sporting events. But only 1,500 people are sick.
Oh, your data, they're out of date. Now 1,500 of our people are dead, and more are dying every day. You need to quit giving them happy talk. This is serious.
I don't believe you. We need to get a stimulus package. The economy will be in ruins, and I will never be able to get reelected.
If we fix the health problem, the economy will take care of itself.
1 week later.
My best friend Basil is in a coma and may not live. Oh, you told me this was just a flu.
No, I told you this is a pandemic where none of our people are safe.
Well, somebody is to blame.
You are in charge. You love to play the big guy. Deal with it.
Okay, gut. What do I do now? Change the subject? Oh, great idea.
We'll build a bigger wall.
The tests show that over 240 people are infected.
Stop the tests. That will stop people from being sick. That is the fix.
If anything, we need more tests so we know where to send help. Now, 5,800 people have died. Sons and daughters, mothers and fathers, grandmas and grandpas.
No, this plague is the killer, not me. My people will never blame me.
Need safety equipment for the nurses.
The numbers got so big. How'd they get so big?
I overheard your question. Let me try again to explain. On day 1, there is 1 case. On day 3, there are 2 cases. On day 6, there are 4 cases.
So on day 60, there will be 40 cases, right?
No, that's not how this goes. Day 9 has 8 cases. Day 12 has 16 cases. Day 15 has 32 cases. Day 18 has 64 cases. Day 21 has 128 cases.
Nobody knew.
Day 24 has 256 cases. Day 27 has 512 cases. Day 30 has over 1,000 cases. Day 33 has over 2,000 cases. Day 36 has over 4,000 cases.
Stop! That's 100 times more than it should be. I really need to distract my people. We'll send troops to our borders and say people are trying to get into our country, taking advantage of the situation.
Why'd anyone want to come here where more people are dying than anywhere?
Day 39 has 8,000 cases. Day 42 has 10,000 cases. Day 43 has 33,000 cases. Day 48 has 65,000 cases. Day 51 has 130,000 cases. Day 54 has 260,000 cases. Day 57 has 520,000 cases. On day 60, there are more than 1 million cases, not 40 cases.
Your numbers lie.
Will you shut up, man, and listen for once? Patients don't increase by 2 every 3 days. They double every 3 days. You can't die of this because you're a god, but I'm not. This could kill me, too.
1 month later.
You need to help me plan a rally. My people are deserting me.
Now 1.4 million people have gotten sick and over 85,000 have died. You will get pelted with rotten fruit.
Not if I put on a really big show for them. Hey, your temple house has better light than mine. I need to see what I'm doing.
You look like one of those wrinkled musicians who thought he was a star 50 years ago and has been forgotten.
Ah, but you haven't seen me with my new coloring and coloring creams. I will look like a bronze god.
Oh, that's orange, you old fool. You look like you're trying to hide among the citrus fruits at the market.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
You get more people together and the more of them will get sick.
Asclepios has even agreed to join me.
They'll listen only to him, for they will see right through your lies.
You don't know anything. My gut tells me that this is the thing to do.
The next day, before an audience on the steps above the agora.
Welcome, everyone. Please welcome my friend and disease expert, Asclepios.
You can keep from getting this horrid disease if you keep 2 meters apart.
Oh, but don't worry about that if you like those people.
This plague is spread by mist and droplets when we cough, sneeze, talk, or sing.
Unless your singing is in honor of me.
Wash your hands often. Clean surfaces in your home until they sparkle.
Okay, thank you. And it would be great if you all could clean out the insides of your bodies as well. Yeah, I think we might encourage everyone to drink hemlock cleanser, don't you think, Asclepios? We should look into that.
The next month.
Cassandra has prophesied that you will lose the next election.
Nobody believes her. I'll do a huge bigly rally for thousands.
Oh, please tell me you don't plan to do this inside.
I love to hear them cheer.
You're trying to kill your followers. You take 20 people who don't know they're sick, but they're still shedding the plague, and they'll make hundreds sick.
You believe that fool Asclepios?
Those folks will head home, infect others in their towns, and people will die. Of all the numbskull moves you've made, this comes in as number 1.
But the noise will be particularly loud if
I won't let you do it. You must be in an outside amphitheater.
Then we'll use Epidaurus. Even Asclepios will approve.
The next day.
Hardly anyone came.
Oh, that's wonderful. Maybe more Greeks are listening to Asclepius than I thought.
I looked like a failure.
You are. Your people are loved and respected to have morals, and you have none.
Morality is a sign of weakness, and I am a strong man.
Later that day.
What brings you here to talk with me?
Zeus is a fool. A quarter of our people could die. You've complained, but do nothing. Run against him in the election for head of the Congress of the Gods.
Oh, I've thought about that. The Greeks will never vote for a woman.
What'll we do?
One night I thought I'd have a huge lizard crawl out of his mouth every time he says, "But it will magically disappear." But that would start a war.
Oh, he is a false prophet. Wait! I'll talk to my dad Apollo and see if he'll leave his gig as a real prophet for the Oracles of Delphi and run.
What, Apollo killed your mortal mom, Coronis, when she learned she was having an affair?
He rescued me from a funeral pyre with a C-section. I've forgiven him. But he's much better than the colluding Poseidon, that child molester Hades, the lush Dionysus, or the pervert Hephaestus. We're running out of options.
If his sister Artemis were to campaign with him, they could rule jointly. Her pink hatters love her. Please contact them. There may be hope after all.
Perfect. I'll do it tomorrow.
Oh, you're a shorter man than my husband, and only a demigod. But you're a bigger man.
End of scene. To be continued.
The next play is Capital Express, written by Gigi Benson, featuring John Trent and Amanda Rawnsley. The setting, an attic apartment in Denver, Colorado, 1975.
Wow, that was incredible. You smell good. Stella!
You are not getting off that easy.
Hey, a man's only as good as the woman he feels.
Ha! Close, but no cigar. Quote is only as old as the woman he feels.
I was being clever. Something you, my dear, are not very good at. Try as you might.
No, I'm not naturally clever, not like Helen or you, but I make up for it with an ingenious imagination. I like what Jeannie did with the place. It's very cute. I'm surprised it's not more...
Depressing?
Really is. If she wasn't so mean, I'd feel sorry for her. I have no idea how you two were such good friends. Were you ever romantic?
Only on stage.
What?
When we were in Midsummer, she was my Titania.
Tatiana.
The most uptight queen of the fairies one could ever imagine. Insane casting by Miss Chantrell. I think they had a Jean Brodie thing going on.
Something weird in Joni's wiring. Too much Virginia Woolf reading mixed with Cruella de Vil. It's psycho sad.
Well, she's off having an affair with her English teacher, so we got a free place to stay. Oh, hey, you want to get something to eat? Everything's going to close up.
No, I ate when the bus stopped. Coming down on Capital Express is killer. Boulder to Pueblo, easy, and the last leg, is deadly.
Capital Express. Fast track to nowhere.
No thanks. Had enough of that.
So, you thought about my offer for the summer? You want to play house?
Then I have work study on top of the festival, and who knows what parts I get. If I get any beyond a spear carrier.
You will. You get young Arthur, maybe Hermia for Midsummer.
I've done Hermia twice. I want Viola in Twelfth Night.
You're too short to be Viola. She becomes a man.
A young man. She can be a short young man. Might be funny for her to be shorter than Olivia.
That's never going to happen.
What does that mean?
Look, you can be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in the big time, but just come back and live with me. We belong together.
You slept with my sister.
It didn't mean anything.
Did it mean anything.
She's a lesbian, a dyke in the making. We were experimenting.
What are you talking about?
A dyke. She's in love with Katie.
You're nuts. Kathy's her best friend. Are you talking about Margot? Did you have a threesome? Oh my God. I don't understand.
You are so stupid. You don't even see what's right in front of you.
Before you said it was because you were on Quaaludes. Now it's experimenting. Do you hear yourself? I can't listen to this. I need reality, Ben. I need
you, and you need me.
You don't need me. You need yourself. Do you even know who you are anymore?
No one knows me or believes in me like you do. You came when no one else would.
I came because your family begged me to. I thought I could help. They were going to lock you up.
They did.
Someone had to. You were out of control.
And you didn't come back.
It was a week in rehab, Ben. I was taking care of my crazy mother myself.
Hey, Helen came.
And so did Margot and Joni and anyone else who wanted to be part of the big drama.
They didn't abandon me.
There was nothing to abandon. You checked out long before. A couple times, in fact.
Never. You were my one and only.
Ben, you can't rewrite history. I came to see you. I took the goddamn bus through a blizzard to save our relationship. Everyone but me knew you'd spent the summer screwing like rabbits. You're like a dangerous amoeba globbing onto whatever's in its path.
I think you mean parasite.
No, I mean amoeba. Blobs of plasma with a zillion little legs that suck up everything around them. I'm sorry, but I hate you for sucking her up. She was my sister, Ben, my big sister.
You said you understood.
I understood you loved each other. You were partners in crime, you said. Helen was the only one you'd let run the show with you. I didn't think you'd fall in love with each other.
Well, she's a bossy little thing.
She had to be. Nobody else was in charge.
It just happened.
Of course, it just happened. You got stoned every day, popped prescription Quaaludes every night, watching Humphrey Bogart movies in the bed. Our bed. I can see it all.
You don't understand. You're not listening.
Of course I understand. Because I did it with you for 3 years. I helped you move into that house. You said it was our house. You flew me to baptize it. We were so excited you moved the hell out of Cannon City. You were starting college.
Junior college, it was shit. The teachers were all failed wannabe intellectuals.
Ben, we were high school sweethearts that should have ended, but then I almost died and everything got mixed up. I'm still just figuring out how to do things. I'm walking. They never said I'd do that. Shit, do you know how lucky I am?
Lucky? A Lincoln Continental totaling a Carmen Ghia with 5 teenagers in it? You call that lucky? We thought you were dead or crippled for life. And I was there for you. I need you to be here now for me. I mean, shit, I drove to Arizona through a blizzard.
With Helen. You drove down with Helen. Oh my God. Is that when it actually started? Were you guys together already?
I paid for you to fly up the week you got out of your wheelchair.
So we could lose my virginity. It was wild, wonderful, crazy ass nuts.
It can be that way again, just in a different place, a new place, here.
No, Ben, I did Durango back and forth to Pueblo on the Capital Express to play house. Our house, with the little room and a big kitchen and a broken back door I would just stare out of at 2 a.m. in the morning. Well, you slept off your high. Just me and the screen and the quiet.
We can get a place here. Some Victorian like this.
You squashed my cat in between that screen and the door to teach it a lesson.
The screen or the cat? That cat would claw up the screen something fierce.
The cat! I loved that cat. It was my cat.
It was ruining the screen.
It was a live animal, not a thing to be tortured. I wanted you so bad I ignored what you did.
I was wired, all right? I was failing all my classes. I didn't have a daddy sending me to some fancy college. Hell, my parents were hassling me every day. My mother would come over and scream about her miserable life all the time.
Your parents were evil. I'm glad you moved out, Ben. I'm glad you got away from them, but I'm not going with you.
You ungrateful bitch. I gave you everything. You knew I loved Helen. You had to.
I had to? Yeah, once Joni accidentally told me what was going on, I tried to rise above it, like that lover of Aldous Huxley, or was that Freud? I was desperate to be the woman you wanted.
You weren't a woman. You'll never be a woman. You're a child.
I cloaked myself in the armory of forgiveness.
You'll always be a child.
I convinced myself I would be worthy of your love. You, the dashing, dangerous Lord Byron.
And like a child, you only believe in yourself.
Great men need great women. That's what you said. But I'm not your Zelda, Ben. And high school is long gone.
Yeah, no fucking kidding.
I didn't get a week in rehab exploring my potential. I was stuck in a body cast with a brain injury and a broken back while you experimented.
Yeah, you stood up out of your wheelchair without vertebra. Bully for you. Look, messed up as you are, I know you. I love you. I love every traumatic brain injured bone in your fucking body.
I'm not going to live in your Ziggy Stardust fantasy getting high. Jeez Louise, I just got a full scholarship to study abroad in France. I got recommendations for RADA, the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. Other people think I do have something. Broken as I am not coming back to this.
Hey, this is pretty good. This is as good as it gets. This can be whatever we want, just you and me.
I want more.
More. Good. That's what I'm all about. More. Go for it. That's why I slept with Helen. More of everything. How else do we get out of the same old picture? Emmy, we gotta break the rules. We get the boundaries. We gotta experiment. Come on.
It's how junkies start out. Looking for a new high until they hit a new low.
Junkie? I'm not a junkie. You're the one escaping into a pretend world as an actress.
I'm creating a pretend world with a real structure. You're escaping that world in a self-destructive, self-indulgent fantasy with no regard for anyone or anything but yourself. It's over. Let it go.
I'm offering you a chance to go with me. I almost lost you, and I'm not gonna do it again. You need me. I've been here waiting for you.
Along with Helen and Kathy and Margot and every other person you've had sex with, proving your manhood.
No, but it's you I love. They all knew that. You're mine. They didn't matter because you're mine.
I was yours. No one ever wanted me, but you did. You wanted me.
Yeah, I did.
And because of that, I will always love you. I love you now for loving me when I thought no one else would. But you smashed it to pieces.
We could start over.
Man, you moved down here to be with my sister. My big sister. How whack is that?
Didn't matter.
She doesn't want you.
Shut up. She did want me. Listen.
I don't know what she wants, but it's not you. It's not you.
Shut up.
You were her experiment.
Amy.
Your experiment took away the one person I wanted to love me the most. You severed something sacred.
She wanted it.
She doesn't want you. I don't want you.
Listen to me. You love me. You love me.
Get off me!
Listen.
Get off me! Get...
Would you just shut up? Just shut your fucking pie hole and listen! You never listen! Amy. Amy.
Off!
You don't hear me. You don't hear me.
I hear you.
Don't go. You
hear me.
Stella!
Tonight's penultimate reading, a poem for three voices, Diary of a Scoundrel by Karen Getz, performed by Lauren T. Berkman, Susannah Wood, and Charmaine Howington.
Diary of a Scoundrel. Or Death of a Scoundrel, I wondered. Was this writing of my diary, supposedly the notation of my life, more like a death?
The act of writing down the moments of my life has become a ballet of death, a celebration of miseries, the wastrel, the wasted. My glories unto me for others to explore and parade before me. My funeral wreath of aggravations.
I wear it on my brow, my life, my tears. My eyes show the truth of my diaries more than any words can. You'll see it in my wrinkles of pain, the tautness of my face reflecting the strain of my spirit. I've aged during this death. My belly is flaccid, my teeth unclean. The fur of neglect is in my mouth and behind my knees. Odors emanate from me like a sewer. No, not because of my death. These are the emanations of my life.
My morbid undoings. My havoc mind.
White horses leading me, tossing me before their heaving chest, the sweat and warm breath of them pushing me further ahead. Threats of trampling, houses tilt and begin to collapse, roofs heave, a precipice yawns, and I begin to slide along with the scurrilous foundation.
Why am I dying like this? Without wonder? Only with dread? Where's the imminence? My diary tells of loss, of buried yearnings, actions taken and left tremulous. No, leaving me tremulous with doubt and grief. Bodies lost, warmth unresponded to.
My times are left for you to linger over. Is my life a death to you, too? Do you notice the grave, the edge of despair? Is it dark, moist, triumphant? Do I gape at you the way my empty life gapes at me now and chastises me? It is my fruitful longing that stinks to me of earth and worms, this freshness of cold soil and microbes, the green breath hidden in dark soils, stoniness and dark hidden in microscopic chasms. I want all of the spaces open to me. I want to emanate into them, leaving the brocades of my emotions stuck in the tiny spaces, the hollow cracks of minute space between grains of soil.
Oh, the dark earth is full of adventure. It smiles to me and thumbs its nose at my befuddled face. I'm an old person now who lives in the amendment willingly. Oh, indeed. I travel far in those spaces, ignored by others, stomped, tread upon by shodden feet. No hooves stamp here, only the leather of souls.
Justify my treatment of you by listening to my words. Don't run from me. Be frightened and aware, but not blasé.
I don't dip my pen in ink. I lay a blade of it across these pages from a tube of plastic. Antiquated points.
I want to hold you in this moment. I want our embrace to live again. Golden in the water like seals. I want you to turn to me, dead now, and remember my face from another time, from a place of happiness and desire.
It's Peter Gill Sheridan, and this is the final reading of the evening. This is Al-Kazaba by Michael Healy, featuring Matthew Veer, Amanda Rawnsley, Karen Klaber, Ross Travis, and Michelle Delatre. Enjoy.
There were 3 of us, all strangers, myself and 2 women. One of the women, about 35, wore a flowered cotton dress and a broad-brimmed hat, looking as if she'd just come from a garden party. The other woman, who seemed younger, looked like a freak. She had spiked purple and orange hair, black lipstick, an olive green tank top over a short black skirt which stopped short of mid-thigh, and open platform shoes. For a time, none of us spoke or got close to each other. You could feel a sense of fear or confusion revealed in the women's bodies as they moved about. We only knew that we were waiting to be processed. The women each had a suitcase. I had a duffel bag. We'd been in this holding area for what seemed like an eternity. A chorus of invisible birds sang as if to usher in a spring morning and an air of optimism, but time and seasons were a mystery. I wondered if we were someone's prisoners. The young woman with the gobs of purple hair looked over at me and locked in on my eyes, then quickly turned away. She walked over to the woman in the flowery dress and tried to make conversation, but she just turned away from her, shaking her head. I stood up and turned to look at the tree I was sitting under, hoping she wouldn't come my way. I reached up and I touched one of the low-hanging branches. It was plastic, or a material something like plastic. A second later, I felt a tap on my shoulder. I sighed and I turned around. What?
Can I talk to you? Or are you just like that jerk-off woman over there?
What do you want?
I think we're being watched.
What? By whom?
I want to know what the fuck is going on here. I mean, where in the goddamn hell are we?
The guide said we'd be in this holding area until we were processed, that's all.
Processed? Yeah, I heard them say that, but what does that mean? Why are we here? And who is processing us? For what?
I don't know. Did you ask the guard?
Damn right. He said he couldn't tell me. Well, how did you get here?
I had no answer, so I just shook my head.
What's your name?
I realized that I didn't know. For that matter, I had no recollection of my life. I did not even know what I looked like, and I instinctively ran my hand down over my face. The woman told me that she didn't know her name either.
It's like we're fucking blank slates. I'll bet that none of the others know who they are either. I just don't get what's happening here. This is just so weird.
She sat down on the bench and began furiously searching through her tote bag for something.
You got a cigarette?
No.
Damn, what happened to my cigarettes? I'll bet that cunt in the flowered dress. She stole them.
When could she have done that?
I don't know, but she's the type. Puts on an air like she's something, all the while figuring out how to rip you off.
The invisible birds were still chirping. Strange that you couldn't see them.
You know something else?
What?
Look at your wrist.
Huh?
Just look, okay? Notice anything?
No.
The white band of skin on your left wrist? That's where a watch used to be. Only it's not there, is it? Same with the others.
Actually, I don't remember my watch. She threw up her hands in frustration, and I noticed she had a watch, half hidden under the sleeve of her jacket. I grabbed her wrist. It was a strange-looking watch with something printed on it, but she pulled her hand away too fast for me to make it out.
What do you think you're doing?
Why do you have a watch if no one else does? Maybe I lost mine somewhere?
Don't be stupid. It's all part of what's going on here. Whatever it is.
A large, well-disguised door at the center of the holding area opened, and our guide motioned for us to follow him.
Shit, it's about time.
No talk.
I grabbed my duffel bag. The woman in the flowered dress rushed ahead, almost knocking over Miss Purplehair.
See? What a bitch!
I let Miss Purplehair go ahead of me, cursing to herself. I don't know why, but I began to sense that she was putting on an act. We had to go along a corridor, and our luggage was put through an x-ray machine. Then we walked through another doorway and entered a great cavernous room. The guide put his hands up.
Stop and sit until you're called.
We eased down onto a concrete bench. The line moved along slowly through the processing counters. They were staffed with officials in gray uniform, and behind them were police officers in black uniforms. They were armed, and they looked wound up tightly like coiled springs, scary. We had to stay some distance behind in a cordoned-off area while the next person ahead was processed. And finally, Miss Purplehair was called. She turned back to me and grinned.
I'm going to demand to know where we are and who these bastards are that run this place. I mean, this is really fucked, you know?
Move it along.
She touched my hand.
I'd be careful if I were you. You're very good at what you do. I can see that, but I would keep my back to the wall.
She had this knowing grin. What? What do you mean?
You don't have to play games with me. I know about you. Take care, man. Maybe I'll see you around.
She made her way toward where the guide was motioning her to hurry up. I could hear her shouting and demanding someone answer her questions. Again, it struck me as more like a show. It seemed like half an hour passed after that before I was called. My heart began to pound as I stepped up to the first counter. All the officials wore a hat with the insignia ZABA, Z-A-B-A. A dour-looking woman nodding at me, and she started scanning this folder. What are you reading in that folder? Does it say who I am?
What do you have in your bag?
I would think you would know that. You x-rayed it. Okay. Not much. Clothing, a toothbrush, you know.
Any hidden weapons?
There was a large pocket knife under a can of shaving cream in my bag. Maybe I thought this was of no concern, or the x-ray didn't pick it up, or it was some sort of test. I decided to take a chance. No, why would I have a weapon? She looked at me for a moment, then she pushed a packet at me under the slot in her window.
Open the packet. There's a special watch in there which you must put on immediately and keep on at all times. If you are caught without your watch, you are subject to arrest and imprisonment.
Just for not wearing a watch?
Take it out and put it on now.
I reached into the large envelope and pulled out a watch with a stretch metal band. I put it on. It looked similar to the one the young woman had. I started to reach in to see what else was in the bag, but she stopped me.
Let's keep it moving. We have another group of new residents coming in. Go to the next window.
At the next window, a man handed me a credit card. He told me that no cash exchanged hands there. He told me that
you have been processed, an account will be opened in your name and you may draw down on it. But you must find employment to replenish your account.
Okay, so what name will my account be under?
We'll provide you with the name.
He scanned a list on his clipboard.
Yes, you could be Kurt. What are their names?
Suddenly, this vehicle pulled up. Two men in black suits and matching ties jumped out and approached me. This guy, the tall one, his name's tag said Aubrey, Chief of Security. Below was a badge with the Zaba insignia. He was a lean, ugly man. He grinned at me with uneven yellowish teeth.
Does he have a name?
Not yet, sir.
He shall be called Lizard.
Lizard?
Yes. Welcome, Lizard.
Welcome to where? Where am I? He just grinned at me maniacally and pointed to the far wall. There was a giant blue neon sign. Welcome to Al-Kazaba, a very special place.
Yes, Al-Kazaba. Universe of hope and desire. Or a nightmare if you take the wrong path. Oh, we have been expecting you, Lizard.
End of play.